way to start the show. I mess up on the intro and play it twice. But
man, hey, you know what? That's all right, bro. Because when it's a dope ass intro, it's all good. You know what I mean? That's like people like, I want to see that again. And there he goes playing it again. They're like, all right, all right.
I really like your intro for Gridiron Nation. I can't lie. I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
appreciate
a little bit, you know what I mean? But
that. What is
Double
up, my
G,
brother? What's
good
good,
morning, brother.
brother?
How you feeling this
Morning
morning?
to you too, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Just catching. I'm
Saturday.
watching your Huskers game right now, man, against Colorado. And we're still stuck at 0-0, looks like, with 6 minutes left in the first half. This is exactly how Nebraska wants this game to play out.
Yep.
Exactly, man. So I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, though. Feeling good, brother. Feeling good, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Hendo, good morning.
What's
How are
up,
you,
Hendo? Good
brother?
morning, my friend. Got
Welcome
your,
in.
your
Hopefully,
Steelers in a your Steelers in a big game tomorrow, man. It's gonna be good.
yes, on down.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
a huge game tomorrow with the Cowboys and the Giants going in
Mhm.
at Life Stadium. So it's gonna be fun tomorrow. But welcome to the Gridiron, everyone. I am Jersey the King. That guy to my left is my co-host, Double
That's
G,
right. Mr.
Gabe
Gabriel
Garcia.
Garcia. What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good Saturday morning. Good start to your weekend, man. Not too hungover today, I'm hoping.
No, I'm
I'm all
just
right.
high. I woke up this morning
That's all
and
right.
I rolled me up some of my Primo First Class Funk, which is one of my favorite strains of marijuana. And I just been lit this morning. I ain't gonna lie, I've been getting ready. I got a lot of stuff going on today. We got a UFC pay-per-view event in Discord. We got 48-hour beta testing going on for my GTA RP server. So for all you gamers out there who are, into GTA roleplay, I did start a server with my boy GV Addis. So make sure you guys come and check us out. I posted and all that good stuff. And if you want to be a part of the Discord server, just inbox me or hit me up. Or if you see the link pop up during the show today, just click on that Discord link and it'll bring you right to my Discord. You can come check out the UFC fight. Join me and Gabe and all the rest of the guys that's in there that do, tend to watch the UFC pay-per-views. But it's
Yeah.
going down. I'm live from the Gridiron Studios in Las Vegas. Double G is live from Gridiron Nation Studios in Las Cruces, New Mexico. So it's
Yes,
going down.
sir.
Man. The Gridiron Gang is united. So here you
That's
have it.
right.
The
That's right.
Gridiron is here, man. We got an awesome show for today. We're hoping that Kevin is able to come in today. Kevin Thurmon, former New Jersey Generals defensive lineman. So yes, tonight is the Israel Adesanya fight versus Sean
Yeah.
Strickland. So you already know I'm going to be watching that. My wife is a huge UFC fan. So
Izzy in the building tonight, man. Let's see if how Izzy looks tonight, man.
man,
Should
well,
be good though.
I know this is a football show, but we're able to get off topic. How do you feel about this
Oh
fight
yeah.
tonight? What do you think gonna happen?
I think Izzy's fine, man. I think he's gonna kind of do his thing tonight. I just don't know. There's so many names coming up now, man, in UFC that you got to wonder how many of these guys, how many losses can you take before you have to reclimb that ladder? You know what I
Right.
mean? Now, in Izzy's case, man, like he was been at the top of the game for so long, like you could lose a match and he's still going to be up there in the top, getting these spotlight fights and stuff. But everybody that you see on this card tonight, watch out if you lose one of these fights, man, because like, I was looking
Yeah.
at the UFC roster recently, man, and I was like, dang, so many names I don't know, a lot that I do, but you see the ones that I don't know and you watch, they're climbing, man, they're climbing. So everybody in this card tonight, like it's a big card, obviously, because anytime Izzy's on the card, there's gonna be eyeballs, there's gonna be pay-per-view buys, and this is where you want to shine, tonight. But I think I mean I got Izzy, man. Izzy my dude, so I got Adesanya winning this tonight, man.
Now I'm not going to downplay Sean Strickland's skills
Yeah,
at all whatsoever. He is a beast. He is a monster in that cage. But Izzy is something different. When he
yeah,
lost, uh, Alex Pereira, when he lost to Pereira, it was humbling for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was humbled. You know what I mean? He took that loss like a man, took it on the chin, came back, got his revenge, won his belt back, and now I think that Sean Strickland is just. I think Sean Strickland's trying to be kind of like Conor McGregor when it comes to running his mouth. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But like, cause Izzy, Izzy, he don't run his mouth unless somebody run his mouth back. So
yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
thinking Izzy.
yeah, that's the thing, man. Is like you look at what Strickland's doing, and he's selling the fight. He's doing that. He's trying to get in Izzy's head, but like you said, with that loss, I think that loss kind of woke up or reignited a new focus and hunger in Izzy. And when you're focused like that, not a lot of people are going to be able to get in your head,
Yeah, and
no
you're
matter
hard
what
to
they
beat,
do. So,
especially
yeah,
with the skill
yeah.
he has. He's hard, gonna be hard
Oh,
to
yeah.
beat. As far
Oh,
as
yeah.
the card matches on that main event card tonight, it's these fighters are out to prove something.
Mhm.
Now a lot of these fighters that you may not know, I know of. The reason being is because I watch Dana White's Contender Series a lot.
Mhm.
I watch it every single week. I've watched every season. You know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of these fighters who's come up. Like I remember when Sean O'Malley first
Mhm.
came into the UFC after getting his big knockout in Dana White's Contender Series. Now look at him. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
the heavyweight champion. So a lot of these fighters that you're seeing that you may not know, they're coming from there too. So every Tuesday, start paying attention to um, Dana White's Contender Series. You can catch it on ESPN Plus,
Well,
and
I
you'll
do watch The Ultimate Fighter. That's the one thing. Like shows like that, Contender and Ultimate Fighter have been what it kind of put UFC where it is, to be honest, man. Like
especially Contender Series,
back when the Ultimate Fighter started though, like UFC wasn't mainstream.
right?
So that was
And now you get
when Dana White took over as president after he got his boys to purchase the company for $1 million, which is crazy. And you saw, remember they had that deal way back with Spike TV
Yep.
that they put the Ultimate Fighter on, and that's when we first got a glimpse of when that was when Forrest Griffin, man, when him and Stephen Bonner had that classic fight to win it.
Tough
We
one.
saw
Season
we
one.
saw Diego Sanchez and those guys that came through there. So many fighters have come up through these kind of talent search shows, I guess, that UFC has been able to put together. And then Contender actually started off as a boxing show years back, man. I remember. And
Dana White
Sylvester Stallone
rebranded it.
produced it. Yeah, and Dana White, they rebranded it. They purchased the
The
license
rights.
for that. Yeah.
There it is. He
Yeah.
got the licenses to
I actually liked the Contender series when it was a boxing show the first season. Like it was really good. It was real dramatic. But then it just like disappeared.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with it after that. And yeah, man, I think it was perfect. Like for what UFC was doing and Dana White,
It's like
trying to
this.
bring something else new.
With the way Dana White does the show, it's awesome. You're
Yeah.
competing for a job contract, literally. So literally, there's 4 or 5 fights each episode, and these fighters are competing for an actual contract. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it makes it a lot more intense, makes it a lot more interesting to watch, and that's where a lot of these fighters are coming from, like Bo Nix, um, um, Raul Rojas Jr. He should be on the card tonight, I believe. Raul Rojas Jr. He's from the Contender Series. Boy's like 18 years old, bro. The kid is 18, 19 years old, and he made his debut on the Contender Series and won both fights that Dana White put him in because he won his first fight. Dana White was like, "You're young, but I want you to come back and do it again." He comes back,
Yeah.
does it again. Same thing with Bo Nix. Does that, come back, do it again. He's like, okay. And if you notice these two of these fighters, and even the Boheme brothers, these guys are from the Dana White Contender Series. They
Yeah.
earned them a job contract when their time came. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
love that. That's
And
what I'm
that's the thing about those shows, man. Like I was talking about the Ultimate Fighter that they brought back. One thing I do miss about the Ultimate Fighter is when they would make sure to have the coaches fight at the end of the season. That was like the main event. And then you would have like the
well,
championship on the undercard. Now they're
they
not
did
doing
that
that with
last
Conor
season
McGregor. Well, they're not doing
because
that though with the latest one. Which
because
is what a lot of
there's
people are mad about because you built up that that thing for the fans to see, especially with Conor McGregor in there. You build it up, when they have the coaches going at it and everybody's hyped. All right, we can't wait till this fight. And then they're like, oh, but they're not fighting this year. Like, what? You mean
They
they're
are
not fighting
in December.
Oh, so did they make that happen? Because the last thing I read was that they hadn't done anything because of the whole Conor McGregor, the situation he has, how he's refusing to do the whole, I don't know, the whole freaking that testing thing that they do. But
they're fighting in December.
Yeah. And I mean that both of those shows, The Contender, The Ultimate Fighter, have produced so much talent. How my favorite fighter right now, Brandon Moreno, is a product of The Ultimate Fighter himself. So it's good, man. It's good. It's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to watch, but definitely going to be keeping an eye on these fights tonight, man. I mean, anytime you're on an Adesanya undercard, all eyes will be on you, man. So
big boy Tui Tuivasa, watch out for him. He's coming for him. He's coming for a heavyweight title contendership. Listen, that's a bad man. He's got a little bit of work to do, but I think he can pull it off. But let's move on to some football. I don't know if we're still waiting to see if Kevin's going to join us today. I'm sorry if he doesn't, guys. But let's talk about what has happened this week in the NFL. And one of the big things is Nick Bosa and Joe Burrow both get paid and make record-setting deals. Now, Nick Bosa gets a 5-year extension, 200. What was it, 60? I believe.
For Nick Bosa, and he had it's over 200 million guaranteed. I know that.
Yeah, he's the highest-paid defensive lineman in the NFL
of all time.
Joey Burrow turns around 2 days later and sets the highest paid NFL player in NFL history deal by getting a guaranteed 219, or no, he's guaranteed 200, damn near 200.
Yeah, my bad. I said Bosa had over 200 million guarantees. I was wrong about that. I was thinking of Burrow. I was jumping ahead. Yeah, Burrow over 200 million guaranteed. That's insane. They have a lot of money, guys.
He's getting more money, more guaranteed money than Patrick Mahomes. So you know what's coming.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes' deal. And that's the reason why for the holdout with Chris Jones. Because they got to pay Patrick Mahomes now.
They got to rework his contract now. And I mean, I don't know if Patrick Mahomes, I still don't know if he's gonna want to do the whole highest paid of all time thing. Like the first time he did his contract, that wasn't a big deal for him. He knows he's gonna get paid, he's gonna be good, but I think what's gonna be the issue with him is gonna be the guaranteed money. That's what he wants. You saw that long 10-year contract and they'll rework it, but he's gonna want either some of that money converted into some type of bonus.
Guaranteed.
But they are gonna have to rework it to where he's making more per year than he was when he did the deal. I mean, you have to. The man just won you another Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So, but shoot, man, we knew this was gonna happen, bro. We said this back when when Hurts set the record, and we said, okay, the next quarterback between Lamar, and then these three guys was gonna get paid. They were gonna reset it, and sure enough, Lamar came along and he topped Hurts, and then we said, okay, it's gonna whoever does it first between Burrow and Herbert, and then it was Herbert. So we saw that coming, and just like we saw this coming. And I'm going to tell you one thing, my friend. If Tua shows out this year,
he's going to have no choice.
Yeah, they're going to have no choice. You can say what you want. Like I've always been one of these guys that I'm just not sold on Tua without the weapons, but that doesn't matter because if he produces this year, they're going to have no choice. You got to pay the man. If he gets them, let's say Miami gets to an AFC championship. I don't even know about Super Bowl, but if he's Super Bowl, then for sure. If he gets the squad to an AFC championship, bro, Tua's going to have to get paid, and he could top this. However you feel about him, that's the logic of it. Because like it or not, people, that's the market. Yes, I hear people complain so much about what some of these guys get paid, but that's the market. So,
wow, what's going on, Platinum? You got to do that. You got to do the wow. Every time Platinum comes around, That's a
What's
that's
up,
a solid
Platinum?
cut. What's going on, Platinum Gumbo? That's my dog right there. Great streamer, man. Go check him out on YouTube, Twitter, or excuse me, YouTube. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, all that.
Hey, we
All
appreciate you jumping into the live stream today, brother.
most
Straight up.
definitely. But Nick, okay, now let's get to Nick Bosa. Now, Nick Bosa getting this deal is huge for the 49ers because that keeps Nick Bosa around for 5 more years, for one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's going to be satisfied because he's paid. He's got the money that he wanted. He's got guaranteed money that he wanted. On top of that, this allows the San Francisco 49ers to continue to have an elite defense for a while.
Yeah, that's their quarterback on defense, man. That is their leader. And I got to be honest with you, bro. Like this right here, it's a very anytime you get a deal that is 5 years, it's a team-friendly deal. Because what this allows them to do now is once they hit the back end of that deal, it can be reworked. If something happens with him that he becomes injury prone, knock on wood, or he just stops producing, which I don't see with him, but you never know. Then they have decisions to make. They can move on from him. They can rework his contract. They can give him a pay cut if it's needed, which I don't think it will be, or they can just re-sign him once they get to year 4. If they're like, damn, he's still balling out, let's just make him a Niner for the rest of his career. So this is a very, very good deal. Anytime that you can get a long-term deal like this, very team friendly, because like I said, it gives you the ability to come back and revisit and rework it later on to free up more money.
Right. So it's going to definitely be good for not only Nick Bosa, but the 49ers franchise as a whole and for their future. They've set themselves up with this deal. They've set themselves up to keep Nick Bosa and be able to, like you just said, make moves in the future to restructure if they have to and free up cap space and this, that, and the third, and, make deals because Brock Purdy's going to be, if Brock Purdy plays well for the next, for the rest of his rookie deal, they're going to have to be looking to pay Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? They're going to be having to repay, redo a contract with Christian McCaffrey. So it's, there's a lot of players. Deebo Samuels, you know what I mean? There's a few players on that 49ers team who's going to be needing some money. So
Brandon Ayuk, guys like that, George Kittle. I know Kittle just got a deal, but I mean his deal will be up here in about a couple of years. You look after next season, they're already going to be talking about, okay, what are we going to do with Kittle? So what's up, Angel? What's up, my brother? I'm Angel Gallegos.
What's going on, Angel? How you feeling today, brother? Welcome in.
Good morning, brother.
Said him double OG. I love it. But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be huge for Nick Bosa. Now, on the other side, for Cincinnati, what does this do for their future? Giving Joe Burrow all this money, what does that do for them? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Anytime your quarterback gets this kind of money, this kind of deal, and you become the highest paid player of all time, you better win a Super Bowl. That's just the bottom line. Because right now, like I said, after the Hurts deal, bro, we knew we were like, okay, there's a couple of, it's going to be reset again by these quarterbacks. Okay, we had Herbert, we had Tua, we had Joe Burrow all in line, and Lamar. That's done already, other than Tua. But they're going to wait. They're going to wait and see with Tua because they want to see how he plays this year if he stays healthy. But other than that, he's going to keep this record for a little while. All right. So what that's telling me is, look, we made him the highest paid player of all time because we believe he can win us a Super Bowl. Okay, that's great. But the problem is they knew they were going to have to get this deal done. And what did that cost them? That cost them one of the best safety duos in the league. That's the whole reason they couldn't re-sign Jesse Bates and Von Bell.
Yep.
So that's going to hurt. That's the problem with deals like this, man. They knew this deal was coming, so they said, we can't pay these guys. So we got to let our elite safety duo walk and go to other teams. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, man. Like if that really shows on their defense this year, and Burrow can't get this team to a AFC championship minimum. I'm sorry, with that contract, you better make sure you get to an AFC championship
and win.
So yes.
Morning,
So,
Mama.
but
How are you?
if they don't even get there, then people will start wondering about that, man. And y'all better bring that same damn energy that y'all brought when my boy Jack got paid. Because he ain't the highest paid player of all time, man. This is big though now, but I mean it's good for him. He is an elite quarterback. But yeah, when we both know when you get paid like this, you better win a Super Bowl during the tenure of this contract at
For
some
sure.
point.
And I totally agree. I think that it's huge for the Bengals. It's huge for Joe Burrow. But if you don't get back to a Super Bowl and win, the hell do they pay you all this money for? You know what I mean? Especially setting a record like this and being the highest paid player of all time. I mean, you're getting you're beating out a 10-year, $500 million contract because his money he didn't have that much guaranteed money in that contract. He set a deal. My homeboy set a deal with that contract, but it wasn't a guaranteed money deal. You just got a record-setting deal for the most guaranteed money of all time. You better go back to the Super Bowl and win that thing. That's all.
This is why I was telling people, man, when that comment came out that Burrow made a couple months ago, when he was like, "Well, I'm gonna do what I have to keep the core of this offense together," and everybody was like, "Oh, so see, he's going to take a team friendly deal." I said, "No, he's not. He's saying what his publicist is telling him to say." I said, I was telling everybody, I said, don't fool yourself if you don't think that this man's going to expect to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. And look what happened. So the problem here too, bro, is you look at the safety duo not being paid, and then you look at another guy that they could not pay, they couldn't afford to keep because they were looking ahead to this contract. While he was only an RB2, he was a big part of their pass game, and that is Samaje Perine, who's in Denver now. The people don't realize how vital he was to this offense, on third downs and stuff like that. Very big in the pass game out of the backfield. So it's just, I want to see. And then how is this going to affect? I still don't believe that they're going to be able to keep both Chase and Higgins. And if you're picking between the two, they're going to pay Chase, obviously. Higgins is going to go get paid somewhere else, bro. He's going to be a wide receiver one somewhere else. So this is why I'm like, you better get to an AFC championship this year. Because your window with that three-headed monster at receiver, it's closing very fast.
But I don't think it's just AFC Championship. And the reason being is because Joe Burrow, you've been to the Super Bowl already. You've won an AFC Championship already. You just lost in the Super Bowl. So now you need to get back to the AFC Championship, win it, back to the Super Bowl and win it, and then that contract would be plenty of well worth it. No one can sit here and complain or talk bad about the contract if you go out there this season and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, he's got to win a Super Bowl during the tenure of this contract. But I guess the reason I'm saying at least to an AFC championship is because of the fact like that window with Higgins there is closing. And this could be the strongest opportunity he's got. We don't know what down the line holds, what kind of players they might bring in to replace others. But you have arguably, okay, before you throw Miami at me, I'll say arguably the best wide receiver group, at least trio. Duo is comparable to Miami's, but you have the best wide receiver group arguably in the league, and you've got a very small window with them now. You just got paid. And so now it falls on Joe Burrow, man. I don't care what anybody says. If you're going to bring that kind of energy to other quarterbacks, and I'm not just saying Dak, they're throwing that kind of energy at Tua. They're even throwing it at Rodgers this year, whatever. If you're going to put that much pressure, then it better be on this man as well, because like you said, that contract is historic. So all eyes better be on Burrow this year, man. And you're right. You're probably right. AFC Championship isn't good enough because of who they have there right now.
Not even just who they have there. He's already done it.
Yeah.
You've already got the AFC
But we've seen a lot how a guy can get to a Super Bowl, lose, and you never hear him back at it again.
But the thing is, you were right back in the AFC Championship game the year after.
Yeah. But That don't
Have
matter
you noticed?
because look at the
But have you
Niners. Look at the
noticed
Niners
since
are a classic example because of how good they've
getting to
been
the
lately.
NFC Championship and not making it to the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
And the Bengals are starting to become just like that. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
got to imagine the very first season that Joe Burrow was in the league, he got injured. He came back,
Mm-hmm.
went
Mm-hmm.
to the AFC Championship. Came back the next season, went to an AFC Championship, and then went to a Super Bowl. Came back the next season and went to an AFC Championship. Now he's in his 4th year, and he has the opportunity to go back to an AFC Championship and back to a Super Bowl after just now making a historic signing. So at the end of the day, it's Super Bowl or it was for nothing.
Or bust. Yeah, that window, like we talked about, it was like this when he came out of his rookie year. You know, they got Chase. They said, we're going to go get you your receiver from college. And they got him there. It was almost unfair. It was almost unfair because their chemistry was out. But that window now, brother, that window now is like this.
It's like Buffalo's window.
That T. Higgins contract is looming. And I mean, maybe they make a deal. Maybe they tag him. I don't know. But it's like you said, though, it is like it's got to be Super Bowl or bust from here on out. Now I'm not talking about Super Bowl loss. You got to win that thing when you get paid like this.
You just set the record, and you got to go out there and win. You got to go out there with win, and especially with what happened on Thursday night, you have to come out here and in week 1 make a statement. Week 1, make a statement. You know what I mean? I got injured in training camp. Made it through training camp. I'm back. I just got a fat paycheck. Now I'm about to go out here and ball out of control. And that's what he has to do.
They have to. They definitely do. And it's not going to be easy because you're on the road in Cleveland with a rejuvenated Cleveland squad where there's a lot of excitement there because Deshaun Watson's coming with a full cap. So it's not going to be easy, man. He's gonna definitely, and we talked about it, bro. We talked about it all off season about how loaded that AFC is. So a couple of years ago, when they went to the Super Bowl, it was Cincy, Buffalo, and KC were the bar in the AFC. Guess what? Everybody else is caught up. You know, now Lamar's back. He's healthy. He's got his new deal. He's got new weapons. You got Herbert now, Herbert's got some taste of the playoffs now. He's got a new offensive coordinator. His team's back healthy. Trevor Lawrence is suddenly looking like he's about to take that step into the elite. So everybody else now, Belichick's still there. Everybody now, and then I mean, I know you don't want to hear this, but the Jets too. So and Miami, we can't forget about Miami. So everybody else has come up now to where Cincinnati is. So it's not going to be easy. It's not.
Every team in the AFC. Let's look at it. Let's be serious. Almost every single team in the AFC has a quarterback who could reach elite status or already is elite status. Let's keep it real. There's only maybe 3 quarterbacks in the league or in the AFC who aren't elite. Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy Garoppolo, CJ Stroud.
Well, Mac Jones isn't elite. He's not elite.
No, I'm not saying he's all the way there. He has the potential to be elite.
So you're talking about the roof.
I'm just saying the roof of the AFC quarterbacks. They're either elite or they're going to be elite or they have the opportunity to be elite. There's only maybe
I can't disagree with you there. I mean, the AFC is loaded with quarterback talent, bro. They are.
Stroud in the conversation because he's a rookie. We don't know what to expect.
I expect big D's from that dude. Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, we gotta see what he does in Oakland, or in Las Vegas, compared to what he did in San Francisco. And that's go to the AFC Championship and win a Super Bowl with the Raiders. Period. That will put Jimmy Garoppolo in the elite conversation. Period.
I ain't worried about that.
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill, nah.
It's time for you to retire, bro.
You know what I'd like to see Tannehill where I think he would do well as a backup quarterback. Honestly, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, we got Tannehill as a backup. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm with you. I don't see him as the as that guy either. Like you said, though, the AFC is loaded with quarterbacks. Everybody else has caught up to where the Bengals, where it was just those three teams, Buffalo, Cincy, and KC a couple of years ago. Now everybody else is like, oh, we're here too. Jacksonville's like, we're here. Miami's like, we're here. You got the Chargers like, we're here. Oh, don't forget about the Browns. Don't forget about the Ravens, and don't forget about the Steelers. So it's not going to be – it's going to be a much tougher road for the Bengals than it was a couple of years ago when they made that Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying they can't do it because we know Joe Cool. He's got weapons. He's got a good team. I'm just, like I told you before when we were picking how these teams were going to finish this year, I'm not sold on their defense. I think their defense took a huge step back. That Super Bowl year, that safety duo was huge, getting them in that playoff run. I mean, Von Bell and Jesse Bates balled out in that playoff run that year. They don't have that no more. And we both know this. You have to have defense to get to a Super Bowl. You have to, bro. So,
and
yeah, man, I'm with you on this. I'm with you.
You got to have defense that complements offense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And vice versa. And if your offense is balling out and your defense ain't, you know what I mean? Or your defense is balling out and your offense ain't, you're going to be out here looking like my Nebraska Cornhuskers. Can't stop turning the damn ball over.
Yeah, man. I'm watching this like, man, dude. I'm watching this game, bro, and I'm like, damn, those turnovers are killing y'all right now. Killing y'all. But what I am seeing, though, is this AFC this year is not going to be like when you're looking at Burrow on them now, he's got a target on his back now. He's got the Mahomes target, in my opinion. Mahomes has the target because of who he is and the team just winning a Super Bowl. Burrow, what this does, this makes him a target. So now defensive coordinators are going to be like, okay, we're coming for you. Every single week, we're coming for you. You got a banged up, thin offensive line. We're coming for you. We don't trust your defense. So we're gonna take risks on our side of the ball defensively. And I think Burrow's gonna have. This could be a year, bro, that tells us whether Cincy is on the way down a little bit or whether they're still kind of staying with the elite.
Or getting better.
Yeah. But we'll see. I just don't know. I'm not sold on their defense, but this is an offensive side of the ball thing. So this is a good thing because they've locked in one of the best quarterbacks in the game for a while now. So it's a good thing for them. What's up, Deuce?
Deuce. Y'all get ready. September 12th, the Neon Green Mafia show, the fan show for the Orlando Guardians of the XFL will be coming. Deuce and Michael Lathrop. Y'all get ready for it, man. Go holla at them. How you doing today, Deuce? Welcome in. We got GV Addis Gaming in the building. My mama in the building as well.
Hello, Mama. Hello, Mama Jones.
On hell. Yeah, we got everybody in here. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be huge. Just like you said, Burrow's got a big target on his back now. Bosa's got a target on his back now as well. When it comes to the defensive players, there's going to be a lot of offensive linemen that are going to be coming after Bosa. We're going to prove that he ain't worth all that money.
We talked about how this is going to affect the Tua deal. I still don't know, even if Tua anything short of a Super Bowl, if he'll top this, he'll get paid though. If he gets this team in a deep playoff run, Tua will get paid. This is just going to be a tough contract to match without a Super Bowl win. But the way I just don't know. If he wins, you got to top this. You do. But anything short of a Super Bowl win, in my opinion, he won't top this, but he will get close to it at least. But I just don't know if I see any other quarterbacks right now other than, let's say Dak Prescott goes and wins a Super Bowl this year. Then you can get into this conversation financially, but it would take, I think it's the same as the Tua situation. It's going to take a Super Bowl win to even have that conversation. Yeah. But I don't see any other quarterbacks on the horizon. Trevor Lawrence, though, when that deal comes to the head, huge. That's going to be the one right there. That is going to be the one because Trevor Lawrence, we're already seeing it, bro. The hype that was real, should I say. And that's going to be the next deal, in my opinion, that probably tops this down the road.
With Ridley there now with him, it's going to be a spectacular year for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Now, what about the Bosa deal? This affects us as Cowboys fans, but it's not surprising. We know that Micah Parsons is going to become the highest paid defensive player of all time. That's going to happen. Um, but what I think this does for the Niners right now is because after this season is when Parsons becomes eligible for his extension.
Yep.
So they had to get this deal done now because they were like, we don't want Parsons to sign an extension right after this season. And then we've got to top that before next season because they know what's coming. Michael Parsons it's going to be a historic contract. So it was smart for the Niners to get this deal done now. Also, because they need him on the field this year. They need Bosa out there. And it wasn't happening
for week one. Perfect timing for week one. So that's fitting for the 49ers to get this deal done right when they needed to. But we got to see if he'll even be eligible to play. That's the question. Will he be eligible for week 1, week 2, week 3? You know, he may get penalized for holding out, and we'll just have to see what happens. You know, we'll have to see who's on the starting depth chart tomorrow, and we'll have to just wait for the news to come out that he's not playing or whatever the case. But as of right now, he is. And there's no news that's come out saying that he was suspended or anything like that or unable to play because of the holdout. But this is huge for the Niners. I mean, it helps them secure their elite defense again for the year and to start the season off, you know, with Brock Purdy coming off injury and things of that nature. You know, it lets him be able to transition back off that injury smoothly because, you know, you got that elite defense to back you up. So it's gonna be exciting to see. But Thursday, I told y'all.
That was an ugly game. Ugly game.
I don't care. I do not.
The Lions had no business winning this game. They had no business winning this game. You're going to tell me that if Kadarius Toney doesn't drop that ball, that you're going to tell me Kadarius Toney doesn't drop that ball late in the game on their last drive where it would have been put them into field goal range?
Why would you depend on Toney anyway?
Because they had no choice. Everybody else was dropping balls. Sky Moore couldn't freaking get open and catch a ball to save his damn life. Hell, who was their leading receiver was a guy I'd never even Rice. That was their leading receiver that night. At some point, I don't know why I'm watching this game and I'm watching all these guys miss routes and not get open and dropping balls. And I'm like, just start throwing to your damn running backs at this point. You know what I mean? Get Jeremy McKinnon in there in the pass game.
What did Pacheco do?
See, the problem with Pacheco is they didn't start using him till the second half. And then they got him rolling on that one drive, and he got up limping, and they took him out for the next 2 drives. And it was like, okay, that killed any momentum for him right there. They were still insisting on getting the ball to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who was doing absolutely nothing with it. So that's tough, man. It's tough, but you know, I did say the drops, but at some point it comes down to next man up. If you're in the NFL, you better make those catches. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself somebody from the XFL, plug his ass in there, and I'm going to tell you he's going to make those catches. Because he's hungry like that. Don't look at me like that, Jersey. Don't be looking at me like that.
I told you. I told all of y'all.
I'm still not sold on Detroit.
I just said it. Detroit had a chance.
Yes, you
I didn't
did.
say, oh, it was going to be the yes, because at this time last week, Kelsey was still in the lineup. Once Kelsey was out of the lineup, it gave Detroit even more of a chance.
That changed everything. Because I think this game was so close that Kelsey and even Chris Jones would have made a world of difference on both sides of the ball. But
did you see how hard it was for that defensive line to really stop Jared Goff in that offense?
Yeah, see, for the first time, Kansas City they shut them down for most of the game. After that first quarter, Jared Goff couldn't do much. But I think it's clear. One thing that we did see is that Detroit is going to be a run-first team. With those running backs, Gibbs was running hard, man. 7 carries for 42 yards, man. But you know what? And the reason he didn't get more of the workload is because Montgomery was running hard too. Hell, that touchdown run he had, that was all him, man. That was all power. Yeah. He's running through people. So it's clear to me what Detroit is showing me is that they're going to depend more on the run than they did last year. And I'm cool with that because I love run game. That
It,
offensive line,
it
we
makes
already
it
know
more
is an
balanced.
elite line. Yeah.
It makes it more
Yeah.
balanced now. They're not depending
Yeah.
so much on Jared Goff to bail them out of situations. They can
Yeah.
put the ball in either one of those running backs' hands now, and they can depend on them and say, you know what, we trust you guys to go out here and get those tough yardages that we need. We can trust you guys to go out here and put your head down and stick your shoulder out and run some guys over. You know what I mean? So now that's going to take a lot of pressure off Jared Goff, and it did. It showed in the game as well.
Yeah, and I think what the problem with Chris Jones not being there for this Kansas City team, and I noticed it. I noticed it in that first quarter. They were bringing that blitz pressure, which was getting to him at times. It was making him rush. But when Chris Jones is there, they don't have to run those blitz. You don't consistently have to bring Bolton up to the line. And Bolton had himself a game, man, for Kansas City. I will give him that. But what that did was that meant you were bringing extra guys up without Chris Jones there. You had to bring some extra guys for pressure, and they didn't have to do that last year. They were able to let their DBs and their linebackers kind of set back a little bit. So we saw it, bro. You did call it. You did tell me last week that Chris Jones' absence was going to be all the difference on that defense, and it really was because their whole scheme had to change completely.
Completely different, exactly. And Deuce, that is the truth. Teams get real dangerous when that run game is strong. And as it says, it opens up play action and RPOs, and that's what it did for the Detroit Lions. You know, they were able to run different schemes against the Kansas City Chiefs, especially without having Chris Jones in that line.
And that's where a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be really dangerous because of that. You know, that play action, and he can just kind of take that fake handoff and then trickle off to the side. And he's so effective coming out of the backfield in the pass game. I mean, you saw that little dump he got, and he would have been gone for a touchdown, but he slipped on the turf. And even I'm watching, I was like, damn, he would have been gone. And instead it turned into a loss, man. Yeah. But that play action is going to open up a lot for him. Definitely.
And it still makes a whole difference. You know, even with what they were able to do, it just shows that Dan Campbell has these boys on a whole other level. The Detroit Lions are coming to the season with a whole different mindset.
I'm still not convinced that they're worthy of the hype that everyone's giving them. I do know they're going to be better. Like I told you the other night, they are better, but I got to see them. Oh, it is. I'm not denying that. This is big. I mean, you go on the road to Arrowhead, one of the toughest places in the world to play. And they got it done against the defending champions. Yes, they were missing weapons. Guys were dropping balls, but they still had Mahomes. So I can't hate on that. I do feel, though, with all the drops and the guys that were gone, that the Detroit, if they were going into this as good as people were expecting them to be, I don't think this should have been a 1-point game. But that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But like we've said, week 1 through 3, teams are working kinks out, man. They're getting the chemistry together. So this offense, who knows? They could be, you put them in this exact situation and scenario, and by midseason, maybe Detroit wins by freaking, 14 points.
Yeah, possible. Now if Detroit would have blown them out, then we'd be having a totally different conversation.
Yeah.
But the fact that
right now I'm still not sure.
Yeah. And for me, I don't feel like Kansas City's they should be on alert or anything like that. I don't feel like they've been talking all week, or not all week, but since yesterday. Are the Kansas City Chiefs in trouble by losing this game? No,
they're not.
You don't have your best.
They're going to be there. They're going to be there at the end. Yeah, they're still going to be one of the elite teams, and that's why even afterwards when they talk to Mahomes, he's just like, with just 1 week at a time. But he's not worried. He knows the work they got to do, and he knows how close they were to actually having a chance to win this game. It's just a matter of execution, bro. That's
Patrick Mahomes went in that locker room and he cussed every single receiver out.
I hope he did.
The ball in that game, you could tell by his post-game interview, you could tell he really wanted to say things that he knew he couldn't have said. And that's why he didn't say it.
Yeah,
that's just one day at a time. Guys just got to make plays. We got to get better at just making plays and blah 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 blah. He wanted to say these raggedy mother. and he couldn't. But I bet you when he got in that locker room, he went the hell off because come on now, y'all have
Yeah.
wide open passes that you're just dropping that would have been game changers. Game
One
changers.
that bounced off of hands and turned into a pick six. You know, it's just like
So,
I am very interested in seeing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm very interested to finding out which one of those receivers was the first to show up the next day. Because I know they get a day off, but I'm sorry. If I'm one of those guys who couldn't get open and dropping passes, I'm putting in that work and showing him, look, don't lose trust in me because I'm going to be here tomorrow on our day off doing catching hand drills. So I haven't heard anything, but especially for a guy like Kadarius Toney, man, he was so good in the postseason last year for them, and he's been scrutinized since the Giants let him go. And now this happens, and we know what his ceiling is, but I'm sorry, bro. You better put in the work to earn that trust back. I don't care what your talent level and your ceiling is. It takes the work. You're not just going to make that catch because you're talented enough. No, you got to make that catch, secure the catch. And he's got a lot of, I don't know, I guess he's got a lot to show now. We're going to see what Kadarius Toney is all about in his head right now. Does he put in the work this week? Does he come back next week and kind of take advantage of every opportunity that's thrown at him? We're going to find out because, I looked at Kelsey on the sideline, man, that fourth quarter, and he's like, I can't leave for one game because y'all do this shit. One game I'm out, and y'all can't even catch a damn pass. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can see it, man. Without that security blanket there, Mahomes was like, I don't know what the hell else to do. I'm getting the ball right where it needs to go, and these dudes can't hold on. So he needed Kelsey. Yeah.
I'm putting the ball in your hands, and you're dropping it. What's going on, Raheem?
Yeah, that security blanket wasn't there, man. So what's up, Raheem? Thank you for joining us today on the Gridiron. Appreciate y'all, all of you that are in here, man. Straight up.
Man. You got a baby coming, man. You're about to be a dad.
Oh,
so
congratulations, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's always a good thing, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a fun season. That's all I can say. And that was a hell of a game one. It was a tough game. And Isaiah Gonzalez, welcome in. Says Kelsey.
What's up, G?
Yeah, definitely huge, man. The next game is tomorrow. All the rest of the games are tomorrow. They just had Thursday night football to start the season off, and we'll be having Sunday night football tomorrow night. But all day tomorrow is Sunday football, baby, starting early, about 9-10 o'clock.
Hell yeah, it's mad, bro. For people like us, bro, this is like Christmas Eve tonight. You know what I'm saying? There was a little taste of it on Thursday, but this is okay. So you're okay. So you're already a daddy.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations, bro. Straight up, man.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. You a pappy. Boy, you was a damn pappy. You better, hey, when you come to Vegas, you better bring my niece. Are we going? Most definitely, though. But congratulations.
Congratulations, Raheem. Yeah, man. Definitely. It's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, pappy.
But yeah, man. So this feels like Christmas Eve for people like us. You know what I mean? We got a little taste on Thursday, and it's like, okay, I think that game didn't live up to what we all expected. We expected a shootout. Like I told you last week, I said, if these teams score less than 25 points each, I'm disappointed in the offense, and I was. I don't care if Kelsey wasn't there. You know what I mean? They still should have. They had opportunities, so it was a little bit disappointing in terms of the hype, but it got us ready, man. And now tonight, Christmas Eve, baby, and tomorrow. I wake up and we got football all day. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Definitely.
Yes, sir. Now, let's flip the script a little bit and let's talk about these Colorado Buffaloes. Do we believe? Let me give you my prime voice. You got to believe. If you don't believe, I'm holding receipts, damn it. I got receipts. I see you said we wasn't gonna win the game. You said we wasn't gonna win. I got receipts. Do we believe in the Colorado Buffaloes? Hell no, I don't believe in the Colorado Buffaloes yet.
I'm not there yet either. I'm impressed by what I saw from them last week, but Yeah.
You gave up 42 points, Coach Prime. Your defense gave up 42 points. Now, don't get me wrong. Travis Hunter is a bad boy. Over 100 yards receiving and an interception for a touchdown. This boy is playing both sides of the field.
Yeah.
He's
I don't know how long that workload's going to hold up though, man. I was looking at the snap count. These guys, no, but you're playing at a whole different level. No, you're a whole different level. No, it does. It does. It does. When you're playing against the teams that they're going up against, they're hitting harder. They're coming faster at you. I'm not saying I'm not impressed by it, but we're 2 weeks in. We're 2 weeks in. When this dude's putting in that kind of workload at the end of the season and he's playing at the same level after the grind that this year puts on, then I'm gonna be like, but I just don't see them trying to force him to play that kind of workload. I think they'll dial off the snaps a little bit. I think what it was he was trying to send a message last week, Prime was, and he did in a way, but I'm like you. I'm not sold yet. Yes, they're up 13-0 at halftime against Nebraska. Nebraska's a better defense than what they played with TCU last week. Nebraska just doesn't have the offense that TCU had. So I'm ready to see in a couple of weeks now. Next week, win or lose today, next week should be a win for Colorado. They're playing lowly Colorado State, who got blown out last week. But then the USC game, that right there, that's going to be your real test. And yes, you know what, Prime? I'm just saying, Coach Prime, other people are taking receipts too. And if y'all get blown out by USC, if you get blown out by USC, if you get blown out by USC, everybody's going to bring up those receipts saying, do you still believe, Coach Prime? Do you believe? Because everybody right now, all eyes are on you. You wanted this. Coach Prime is out there in the media. He's out there. We want all eyes on us. Okay, just be careful what you ask for, because teams like USC and them now, who actually got an elite defense and an elite offense, they're going to be coming for you now. They're going to be saying, oh, so y'all think that you're where we're at, where we've worked hard to get. All right.
And Colorado got a tough schedule. It's Colorado schedule.
They do.
They got these little BS games in the beginning of the season, but the rest of after next week, week 3 against Colorado State, Colorado has a hell of a schedule to deal with. You got to play USC and Caleb Williams. Come on now, reigning
Caleb
Heisman
Williams, man.
Yeah, stop playing. And that defense over there, Lincoln Riley ain't playing. Lincoln Riley's going to come into Colorado, or if Colorado's, I don't know is it away game for Colorado at USC?
Right now, no, they're at home. Oh, USC, the USC game. At home, am I looking at? That's going to be at home. Yeah, that's going to be at home.
Lincoln Riley and them boys are going to come into Colorado and show Prime what Power 5 football is all about. That's all I'm saying. It's not that I don't believe in Coach Prime, because if you look at his record as a coach in college football, no matter what division he's been in, he's been a winner.
Mm-hmm. Well, even before that, bro.
First win against the reigning runner-up of the national championship, regardless of what TCU looked like roster-wise, regardless of how many players they lost roster-wise, these kids knew that going into this season.
Yeah.
You knew who you were losing last season. So you knew you had to step your game up. You knew you had to take this off season and get your body and your skills up to par. Now, Colorado about to get shown what's up about real Power 5 football.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got Colorado State next week, which should be a blowout. Colorado State's just very bad this year. But then before the USC game, you got to travel to Oregon. All right, number 13 in the country right now. That's not going to be an easy one either. So if
Oregon before USC?
They got Oregon on the 23rd. Yeah, that's before USC. So, and then after that, after the USC game, they get a little break with Arizona State, and then they got Stanford, UCLA, We're looking at number 16, Oregon State.
They could lose
Arizona.
to UCLA.
Yeah. So it's not by any means, it's not an easy road. If you can beat Oregon and compete with USC, even in a loss, I might start to believe. I'm going to start to believe, but I need more than 1 week. And what I'm seeing this week is that their offense, all of a sudden, against that Nebraska defense, they're having a hard time. Those 13 points are because of the fumbles that Nebraska just can't seem to hold on to the damn ball. So
he has 36 turnovers in his career already.
Yeah.
The most
So,
in any power.
While it's clear that, while it's clear, like I told you before we came on, that Nebraska is building again to get back up there. They've got the defense right now. Their offense still isn't where it needs to be. So, but right now, that defense on the road in Colorado, even though they're losing 13-0, that defense has done their job against Colorado today. So the more teams have, and you know what? Why, bro? Because they've got some film now. They got film from last week, and they're like, okay, we see what they did in this whole pass game. We're gonna make their running game beat us. So, and the more they play, and you get into those elite games against teams like Oregon and USC, those are teams that have elite coaching, they know how to prepare, they have elite and disciplined players on both sides of the ball. So I'm not ready, like you said, I'm not ready to believe yet. I'm impressed. I am. But not enough to be like, okay, I'm on the bandwagon. You feel me?
Hi, Beatrice. Welcome in.
What's up, B? How you doing, girl? Appreciate you dropping in today. Yeah.
Thank you for the love, too, when you spoke with Double G this past week.
Yeah. I told him, B, that you were like, man, I love watching you guys. So I had to spread that word.
Especially when he wants to talk about Jack.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's hashtag, that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. Is that too cheesy?
Hashtag division around Dak.
Yeah, man.
We got receipts.
Well,
okay?
Yeah.
No, but I personally feel that if Colorado makes a statement against USC, then I have no choice but to start somewhat riding that Buffalo train a little bit. Because if you go in and show the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Lincoln Riley, and that elite USC defense that you're not to be played with or taken lightly, then you have to start believing in the Colorado Buffaloes. You have to start believing in what Coach Prime is selling his players, because something obviously it would be working. You know what I mean?
But I think in order for that to happen too, they got to beat Oregon the week before. If you don't beat Oregon,
they got to win this game, because this is a
rivalry up right now. Yeah.
It
is. Yeah, they hate each other. These two teams hate each other.
They have to blow Nebraska out today. They really do.
Wow.
To really make a statement. No, to really make a statement, because you guys, I give them all the credit in the world. You came in, you beat TCU, number 17 team in the nation last week, right? Reigning runner-up of the national championship last year.
In a little bit of difference.
And you go into TCU and beat on them like that. And I don't mean like, it's not like they blew them out. What I mean by beat on them like that is when you have multiple receivers with over 100 yards, your running back with over 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving. Come on now. When you let a quarterback come into your home field and throw 510 yards on you, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he runs the ball on you too a little bit, you got to look at it like, okay, we need to tighten up our game. But then, like I said, they have to win this game today. It's a rivalry game from the Big 12 era of Nebraska and Colorado, when Nebraska and Colorado were both in the Big 12. Colorado's going back to the Big 12 next season. But it's just, with this being an old rivalry game from back in the Big 12, it's revived. And now look what you got. You got Matt Rule, the new coach at Nebraska, trying to rebuild the team. You got Deion Sanders, new coach at Colorado, trying to rebuild the team from a 1-11 team last year, to starting the season off 1-0. But like I said, if they can start this season off 4-0, 5-0, get a big win, get 2 big wins against UCLA and Oregon, then you have no choice but to believe it. But if
And
they
I
get
can
blown
see
out,
3-0. I can see 3-0. 4-0 is going to be a little tougher because their fourth game being at Oregon. 5-0 is going to be even worse. Yeah. They've got to beat Oregon to even convince me that they're going to have a chance against USC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. To get to 5-0, you have to get to 4-0, and to get to 4-0, you got to see Bo Nix.
And I'm with you. If they get to 5-0, that means they've beaten Oregon on the road and USC at 5-0. So at that point, we have no choice but to start saying, okay,
these kids are for real.
Yeah, but
also
I don't see them winning both those games, man. I just don't know if I see them. But when I can't say I do or don't, to be honest, because I haven't seen enough of the team yet. I haven't seen enough. Today, their offense is not looking like they did last week. Their defense looks better, but they're against a much less effective offense in Nebraska. So it's a little hard to tell right now, man.
If you paid attention to Jackson State over the last 3 seasons that Coach Prime has been there, then you've seen his players. This man brought 86, 87 new players into Colorado, and they were from Jackson State.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize that some of these people he had at Jackson State were actually committed to Division I schools. And Prime recruited them, and they were like, oh, we're going to go over here then. I'll go to Division II to play for this man. And now he brought them back to Division I. So it's not like these guys are like they were Division II talent. You know what I mean? Like lower tier. That's not. He was pulling guys that were committed to like freaking, some of the big schools, SEC schools. He was pulling these guys there. So these guys are Division I talent. And what I think it is, like you said, a lot of people just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, because they weren't paying attention to HBCU schools.
Yeah, the only reason people were paying attention to Jackson State is because it was Coach Prime, and that's what it was. And I mean, he has no problems about using it. Yeah, he was. Yeah. So
he was winning.
I don't know though, man. We're gonna find out what, like you said, here in the next few weeks. I fully expect them to win next week. Right now, they're up 13-0. But the big test comes, like you said, in week 4 when you go to Oregon. That is really gonna show us how good this team really is right now on both sides of the ball. So we know they got talent, but how much talent? Is it worth the hype right now? We're going to find out, man. We'll see.
Cooper Kupp just hit the IR.
Yeah. I had to put him down, man, last night. But you know what? It's smart for the Rams to do this now. Do it now when the season's starting. You get him out for 4 games, bring him back fully healthy, and then he's ready to go. Then you got, you're depending on if they can get. I fully expect now to see a whole lot of cat makers in that offense for week 1, man. Definitely, they got nobody else to throw to except for Tyler Higbee. So, that team, man. What's bad? That NFC West, excuse me. You got 2 really good teams, and then you got 2 really bad teams right now. It's crazy. There's like no middle tier team. There's like no New York Giants there right now. You know what I mean? It's like 2 teams that'll battle for the number 1 draft pick in the draft between the Rams and the Cardinals, and then you've got 2 teams that are actually battling for the crown with Seattle, who has a good shot this year. It sucks, man, because I drafted Cooper Kupp one of my leagues, but I'm glad. I'm like, do this now. I'd rather y'all do this now from fantasy purposes, that I could be like, I'm going to put him on my IR, and then, I can get through these first few games without him, and then I bring him back, baby. Right. We all know the target hog he is.
Yes, so, sure. But man, it's going to be an interesting season. If you guys were here for last week's episode, then you got our picks for week 1. So we're not going to go over them again. But if you go back and watch last week's episode, then you'll see our picks for week 1 games. And as you can see, I already am starting off 1-0 with my Detroit Lions pick. So,
Yeah, you are, man. I still went with the Chiefs, but it is what it is.
I knew he was going to do it because of Patrick Mahomeboy, and, KFC and Mahomeboy, they're elite. But at the end of the day, I told y'all what was going to happen.
I think that game though, bro. And I think you might agree with this. I think that we still didn't get a good feel for either one of these teams. We do know though that the Lions are going to be resilient as hell and that they're going to run the ball. As far as how good the defense is, yeah. As far as how good the defense is, it's still hard to tell how much better the defense is. But I'm going to say this, and I praised this dude. I loved him as a rookie last year. Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a problem for offenses for years to come, dude. That man, oh shit, dude. Every single play, relentless, man. It's crazy. But you know what? That's that Michigan Wolverine in him, man. Like that's what those dudes do. They're taught to be relentless there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you got to give a lot of credit to Dan Campbell and his coaching style and what he's
I love Campbell, man. Like I've said this before. I love the culture he's bringing there. You saw this is the first time that the Lions have sold out season tickets, so they're excited. What's that?
Making a punt?
Yeah, that I didn't like.
Fourth,
I didn't like that. I
loved it. I loved it.
See, no, but you know why people loved it though? If they don't get that, then it's like, why would you do that? Because they did that later on in the game, and it damn near cost them. Because they did it in the fourth quarter, and it gave Patrick Mahomes the ball right near midfield, which is when the whole thing with Kadarius Toney that would have put them in field goal range where he dropped. But that very well could have cost them the game. And then people are saying, okay, now that was a little too aggressive there. I didn't like it. I'm not one of these people that's going to be like, well, because it worked, I liked it. I mean, I even watch my own team at times, but like, God damn, don't go for it on fourth down. Come on.
Yeah, I do too. But no, I liked what he did in the beginning when he first went for it. I liked the aggressive call because it caught the Chiefs off guard. You know what I mean? And it didn't backfire.
Yeah,
I wasn't too happy with the second time around. You know what I mean? Because again, like you just said, it could have cost them the game and could have gave my homeboy and the Chiefs a lot more time and less yards to go to score. You know what I mean? So he could have really ate them up.
And I will give him credit too, Dan. That fourth down that they went for it earlier in the game. I mean, it wasn't for nothing because they ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. So I think what it did do was it set a tone, not just for the team, but it was basically telling the opposition in the division, everybody, this year, we're going to be aggressive. This is how we're coming this year. So y'all be ready. You know what I mean? So if anything, I will say it did, not only did it set some momentum for that game, and they got a touchdown on that drive. So anytime that you go for a risky call like that early in the game, I always feel like if you end up having to punt anyways, then it was for nothing. You know, obviously, then you took that risk for nothing, but it wasn't for nothing. So I could see your point in the fact that, you know, it showed an aggressive side and it was a good thing. So for that, I will. But I guess as an X's and O's thinking, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you going for it so early, backed up at the 30-yard line, man, you know?
But it paid off, you know, and I just like the way I like the style of Dan Campbell. I just like his coaching style. That
fourth quarter one really to me was a real like, okay, now that's too aggressive. Yeah, you don't want to give Mahomes the ball at the 50-yard line, you know, because when you're up by 1 point, now granted, it didn't happen because the drops, they went on fourth down and they didn't get it, but it could have been ugly. And then it would have, I guarantee you, had they gotten in field goal range and won that game, then everybody would have been looking at that going for it on fourth down. Like, why did you not punt the ball and pin them deep in there? But it didn't. You know, that is a what if scenario, and it didn't. And they got the win. His aggressiveness did pay off. But I'm with you, man. I like Campbell. I love the culture. He's getting people excited.
Yeah, he just got to choose when to be aggressive and when not to. So
yeah, you can't be like Brandon Staley. You can't be like Brandon Staley and freaking with the Chargers and going for it every damn fourth down. You know, you can't do that, man, because then you're going to lose games.
And not having no trust in your kickers is going to really cause you to lose games.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
What is the point of you having special teams? Just saying.
So, just a quick heads up: Nebraska just scored 13-7 in the third quarter right now. Colorado up, so Nebraska climbing back, man. Climbing back.
Let's go. Now, make sure you guys go and follow the Gridiron on all social platforms: Facebook, Twitter, as well as TikTok and Instagram. You can follow the Royalty Gamers and Podcast channel on Instagram, which is my personal Instagram. You can follow the Jersey the King on Facebook and Royalty Gamers and Podcast channel on Facebook as well. Also, go and check out my man, Gabe Garcia with the Gridiron Nation. There's all the socials. Go and follow him. Be prepared for the show tomorrow.
Oh, no, actually, now that the season's
changed it?
starting, I'm changing to Tuesdays. I did this last year, so it'll be Tuesday evening now for the rest of the NFL season. Just because, man, when it's Sunday, man, during the NFL season, my focus is completely on NFL, man. So now that doesn't mean that there might be a game at some point that me and you decide to say, text to say, hey, man, let's go live real quick. All right. We might just surprise y'all during the game and say, look, we're going to go live during this game, talk about it a little bit. Who knows, y'all? But that's why you guys got to follow all of our social medias. Keep up with your boys, man. And then that way you're watching until you're online and, oh, shit, they're about to go live. Let's do this. So y'all be sure to follow us, man. And I got to give a big shout out. You guys got to, in the spirit of our boy who is not here right now, #1 fan of the Gridiron hit. I want to tell you something he would probably say. He's telling, be sure to share all this stuff. And if you don't like or stream or share this stream right now, you're going to grow some ugly ass boils all over your face and it's going to look like little pieces of crap hanging off. All right. So be sure to like it and share it. I did my best hit. I hope you did. That's something you would say though, man.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, good job. No, real talk, man. Hit. You already know we got mad love for you. Hope you do get better hits out this week.
Hits our mascot, man. It's our mascot. You know what I'm saying?
#1 fans. If you guys have any fan mail for Gridiron Nation, there's the email address gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any fan mail for us next week or any other time during our, when we're live, check out the Gridiron the Gridiron Podcast@gmail.com. And you can send in your fan mail questions to myself and Gabe as well. Sorry again that Kevin didn't show up. More than likely he was coaching. He's actually a football coach in Chicago where he lives. So it's probably the reason why he wasn't on the show again today. I do apologize, you guys. I know we've been trying to get him on and really get to talk with him and everything. But next week I will make sure to confirm it again. But next week we should be having my boy Perp 724 from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. He's a huge Eagles fan and he's up and coming musician artist, and he's gonna come on and let us know about what he's got going on as far as his clothing line, his music, as well as what he thinks about his Philadelphia Eagles, especially after week 1. So let's see how this week 1 plays out in the NFL. And next week we'll have Perp Boy on and we'll be able to talk to him and chop it up some football with him and see what he's got going on in his life as well. So again, make sure you guys follow all of our socials, Gridiron Nation, as well as the Gridiron. Make sure you guys keep up to date with everything, especially with Gabe now, just moving the show over to Tuesdays. Make sure you guys follow Gabe, turn on the notifications so you can get the update on what the new time will be for the show and all that good stuff as well. And again, make sure you guys follow, share, like. We need all the love we can get, man. And
interact, guys. Interact. Post your comments on any of the posts we make, because the way the algorithm works, man, is like if y'all want us to grow, and I know you guys all do, we need you guys to just interact. Interaction is everything, because if you don't interact, y'all, you might just scroll by. You're like, oh, I like that post, but you don't actually like it or comment, then you're going to stop seeing our posts. That's the way it works, man. That's what freaking shady ass Facebook and all that make you want to pay for all that stuff. So we need y'all to help us grow. So anything you see from the Gridiron or from Gridiron Nation, share it, comment, like it, and just show your love, y'all. Get it's football season, y'all. So I know all of you guys have friends that are fans of other teams and into football, so it's been football season, but the NFL is here, and that's when the NFL fans come out. So just share it, man. Share the shows with your friends and tell them, hey, I know y'all like this team or that team. So go and check out my boys over here at the Gridiron on Saturday mornings, man, and help us out, man. Help us grow, y'all. Definitely.
Because we love you all for supporting us and being here every week that you are here, even those who can't make it and they go back and watch the replays. We really appreciate the love and the support. Just make sure you guys continue to share, continue to like the streams, continue to have your friends and family come and subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to Gabe's YouTube channels as well. Everything is growing because of you guys, and we couldn't do it. We can't do what we're doing without you guys. So make sure you keep showing us the love like you do, and we'll continue to bring you great content and great debates. Because I think next week we're going to be debating about some things about these games this past week, or this week. So we especially the Cowboys and Giants game, depending on how division around Dak plays.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm under no delusions that Dak is gonna have a monster game this week because one, they're on the road, they're at New York, and New York defensively, we always have to come with a different strategy against this defense because as a matter of fact, Isaiah, he was talking about him in fantasy yesterday, and I told him, you know what, Dak is a good player to have this year for fantasy. I said, but if you've got somebody better, I wouldn't start Dak this week because for some reason against the Giants, they don't ever give him a game plan where he has to go off. I don't like the matchup, but Dak, don't lose the damn game for me, bro. Okay, that's all I'm asking because I don't want you giving my partner over here some ammo to use against me already so young in this season. All right, Dak. So please don't lose the game. That's all I'm asking. All right.
Don't be a Tony Romo. Don't be the cost of us losing the game.
Do not be hashtag division round Dak. I need you to be hashtag that's my quarterback. Okay, that's what I need.
I like that. I like that.
So we're gonna see though, bro. We're gonna see. I'm excited, man. I know you are too. Everybody's excited about these games tomorrow. Y'all, everybody, we're gonna tell you again: do not overreact after 1 week. Okay, whether it's good or bad, whoever your team is. Because week 1 and 2, especially, but mostly week 1 through 3 are not the time to overreact. You're going to see teams winning that maybe look really good, that will not look that good, after the first quarter of the season. You're going to see teams pulling off upsets that they wouldn't against these teams if they played them later in the year. So enjoy the football. Be happy the NFL is back. Root for your team. But please, if you see somebody like Tennessee just freaking roll this week, don't start talking about Super Bowl contenders, okay? I hate that shit. People overreacting all the damn time. All right, so yeah. And if let's just enjoy it because I gotta tell you, bro, sometimes I don't know about you. Sometimes these people that overreact, and we see this a lot within our fan base. It annoys the hell out of me, dog, because it's like it's one game, y'all. Settle down. It's one game.
Game of the season. Anyone who overreacts about any of these games this week, unless it just shows, there's no reason to. Now, if you got teams who go into a game and they just look horrible on both offense and defense, then Then
let's say Philly goes into New England and they roll New England. I'm going to tell you two sides of it, y'all. It won't be an overreaction to say, okay, this Philly offense is back. But it will be an overreaction to say, okay, the Patriots are just going to be trash this year. You feel me? Because so you got to be careful with the reactions and all this stuff. Like, it would be okay to say, okay, Philly blew them out. This offense is back because we know what they were last year. But it would be a little too much of an overreaction if they got blown out for you to tell me that, okay, now New England's just going to be trash all year. No. Right. Week 1 happens. Teams make adjustments. Teams get kinks out. There's going to be rust. I expect that with our Cowboys, timing and stuff like that. But Yeah, man.
I'm gonna
Let's
let
just
you
get
know right
excited.
now, though. We need to win this game, and
Oh
this is
yeah.
why. Who
Hmm.
do we have next week?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we
We're
got
playing
the other
back-to-back New York. We're
back
playing
back to
back-to-back
back New York. Hmm.
AFC
Yeah, we
and
got to win
NFC.
this.
So we have to win this game. Then we have to go back, I believe, back into the same stadium. Is it not, or are we at
No,
home?
we're at home. We're at home. Yeah,
Okay.
they're coming to our
So
house.
we have to go away tomorrow, win this game tomorrow night, and then come home and really dog the Jets. Because if Buffalo beats the Jets tomorrow and we can beat the Jets next week, what I said is going to come into fruition. The Jets aren't going to make the playoffs.
I'm gonna tell you
Aaron
one thing
Rodgers
though. That Jets game is not gonna be an easy game.
at
And
all.
I'm not saying just because of Aaron Rodgers, but I know how good that defense is. I'm gonna love to see that Sauce Gardner and CD matchup, bro. Oh, I'm gonna love to see that matchup. But I have a feeling that Dallas is gonna do what they do, and they're gonna move CD around. So we might not see Sauce Gardner, and that might not be a bad thing, like on him every play. But you're right. Depending on how I want to see how the Jets look tomorrow. Now, like we said, what you see in week one, a lot of times you're not going to see the rest of the season. It's a lot of things
Right.
to work out. But that's why, even more so, not only do we got to win tomorrow because it's division, all eyes are on us, of course, Sunday night football. But at the same time, in week two, when the Jets come to our house, we want to
Yes.
get the Jets in week two before Aaron Rodgers gets really acclimated with this offense. You know what I mean? I'm not
We
saying
want
we
to get
wouldn't be able to beat that Jets team, but you know what? Let's get that one out the way.
right. We want to get Micah going tonight. We
Oh
want to
yeah.
get Micah going tonight, so that way next week he's a
They
freaking
got
freak.
they got to let that lion loose tomorrow night, brother. He's been caged. You've seen it at practice. He's like, just fucking let me
He's
loose.
ready.
Let me
He's ready
go.
to go. He's ready
Yeah.
to go. So
Yeah.
if he comes in tomorrow and shows that he's ready to go, and then he comes in next week and shows that he's ready to go, we have a good chance this season to really do great things. I'm not gonna sit here and predict Super Bowl and all this other crap. I'm going to
No.
predict great things from the Dallas Cowboys. We're gonna be realistic right now. But that's gonna do it for us today. Before I do let you guys go, October 4th, we're going to speak more about this next week. October 4th, we have the XFL draft coming up for the combine players, for the IFL combine players who haven't been drafted yet, for the NFL players who have been cut. That's what the draft is going to be for. We'll get more in depth about that next week. There hasn't been a bunch of XFL news. There hasn't even been more of an update from my sources or anybody around the league about my Vegas Vipers either. So that's why there wasn't a Vegas Vipers show this week. But today is September 9th. X-Fan Legion, X-Fan Show, B-Hawk Live. Every single member of the X-Fan Legion, you guys need to make sure you go and check out the X-Fan Show later on today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. They are finally hosting the X-Fan Appreciation Day event for Autism Speaks with the Wild Suns Wine and Brewery Company. They're sponsors. It's going to be in St. Louis. They're already live. They've been going live all day. They're going to have some XFL players there. They're going to have some coaches and a lot of things going on. Raffles. I mean, it's a big, huge event, and all the proceeds are going to Autism Speaks. Plus, it's Dirty's birthday, and if they get 200 tickets sold, we get to shave Dirty's head. So make sure you guys go and support. Make sure you go and if you're in St. Louis, go and attend the event because you are able to still purchase tickets at the door. So make sure you guys go and support Autism Speaks, support the X-Fan Legion and the fan appreciation event today. It's going to be huge. Thank you, Dirty. Thank you, Arlington. Thank you, Daddy Ed. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you to the whole B-Hawk Live X-Fan Show team. Really appreciate you guys for helping me get to where I am now as well within the X-Fan Legion. So you guys get ready for that. It's today, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're in the St. Louis area, make sure you get down to the Wild Suns Wine and Brewery and go have some fun with those guys. It's
Now,
really lit.
let me ask you something, brother. Are these guys all going to be going live like doing the show from there or anything, or do you know how they're doing that?
I think the X Fan Show will be going live.
Okay,
Arlington, he
okay.
made the trip up from Houston. Um, Rig Rockers made the trip up from Houston. Several people made the trip up from San Antonio. There's a lot of people that have come in for the event that actually flew into St. Louis today for it. So it's going to be a big event. Like I said, they're going to have players as well, and a lot of things going on as far as the different events they're going to be doing throughout the actual event as well. Like I said, auctions, giveaways, and raffles. We're going to be doing a lot, so it's going to be fun. And I will be sharing when they go live, of course. So make sure you guys follow my social medias as well if you aren't already. But
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, next week we're hoping to have my boy Perp 724 from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, local rapper from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia Eagles fan fanatic. So I'm gonna get him on the show. We're gonna talk some football with him. We're gonna see what's going on his music career, get him some love out there, man. Get him some clout and some promotion, I guess you can say. But Gabe, anything else for
Hey, yeah.
the viewers?
Speaking of music, y'all. For those of you who follow my show, know how I did my own kind of intro to the Gridiron Nation. Well, we got one coming for y'all for the
Yes,
Gridiron. All right, so I'm working on it. I've been getting picky with the beats. See what I want in this. Well, I've nailed it down, y'all, to about two that I'm gonna actually go through this week, and then I gotta send you a couple samples, man.
okay.
But we got something good coming for you guys. I promise you that, man. It's gonna be a new little kind of theme song for the Gridiron, courtesy of your boys, and so y'all stay tuned. Especially for those of you that love hip hop, man. We're coming at you with something hot, man. Definitely.
And the logo will be getting updated soon
That
as
too.
well.
Yes.
So you
So
guys,
it's almost like we're gonna put a fresh coat of paint on everything right now. All right,
yes,
just
sir.
that's what it is. That's what it is. To kind of feed off of the excitement with the NFL starting. It's a little something that we get to kind of just polish it up a little bit, man, and continue to
NFL
grow.
starting, college football's back, XFL's in a real off season, USFL's in
Yes.
another off season. Football's here and it's here to stay. So
Yeah.
you can't complain,
Yes.
man. Make
I
sure you guys
love
go
it.
follow all our socials. Make sure you guys go and share the streams on both Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to all of our YouTube channels. Make sure you follow all of our Facebooks, Instagrams, Twitters, the whole nine. Just keep showing that love and support that you guys do. And we're just happy to be where we're at and know that with the support from you guys that we're going to continue to grow. And like Dave
Absolutely.
said, we're putting a fresh coat
Absolutely.
of paint on things over the next few weeks to month or two. So you guys will be seeing little bits of changes here and there, and then bam, it's going to
It's
be a
still
full
it's still gonna be we're still gonna be bringing you what we do every Saturday. We're still
yes,
gonna be arguing about Dak Prescott every Saturday. We're gonna be keeping up with the Colorado Buffaloes and deciding if they're for real every Saturday. It's just
sir.
gonna have a little bit of a different look, y'all. That's all. But it's still your boys. We're still gonna be bringing the same thing we bring every week, the same energy, man.
Sir.
So
And of course,
y'all
we're
be
going to
ready.
continue bringing y'all that XFL news and the USFL news because
Yeah,
that's really how this show got started. How the
yeah,
gridiron got started. So, we'll never deviate away from the spring leagues because the spring leagues is how we actually got into me. It's how I got into really pushing for football podcasts and things of that nature. So,
yeah.
like
And
I
you
said,
know me, y'all know me. Anybody that's you know jumped onto your show that started with my show, they all understand, man. Ever since last year, I've been trying to push people. Watch these leagues, watch these leagues. So while my show doesn't mostly revolve around a lot of it, I got the same love for it. But I always tell everybody, man, if y'all want to know the latest of everything going down, follow my boy Jersey. I said because my boy Jersey, you always are on. You're always on top of everything that's coming down with the XFL. And
yeah,
I got to show you love for that, brother, because you're very persistent with it. And that's how you got to be, to
yeah,
be honest, man. So everybody out there, anybody out there that follows my show, y'all know how much I've been trying to get you to watch these leagues. Well, you need to be a little more informed than what I've been able to give you. So this is the man to follow right here. All right. And he can get you, you follow him and he's sharing the stuff from all the other sources that he has, man. So y'all need to get into it though, man. Definitely. Spring League, while it's dormant right now, it's coming back after this NFL season. And we want to make sure we have each and every one of you ready for XFL the week after the Super Bowl, baby.
Yes, sir. So y'all get ready. Because I will keep you updated this whole entire off season. Like I said, October 4th, there's going to be another XFL draft. More than likely, we're going to stream it if they have it available, like if they're doing an actual draft system. We'll let you guys know what's going on with it. Just stick around to the Gridiron Nation. We will keep you guys
updated. That's something too, bro, that we can even go live if it's something that they're streaming.
Yeah.
So that we can kind of tell people about some of these players that they might not know about, or, so we'll see what the situation is then, but just another option that we might have to bring some more of this spring football to you guys, man.
Yes, sir. And Gabe, before we leave, man, you got to tell them what we always say.
I'll tell you guys, man, the tagline, no matter what, man, we got NFL starting. It's already started, but we got the big week coming. So we get a little bit of a reprieve mentally from all our life bullshit for one day tomorrow. Once Monday kicks in, y'all, we want to get y'all started off on a positive note, man, so that you take that and run with it the rest of the week. So no matter what the hell life wants to bring at you this week, all y'all got to do is adapt to it, man. Take the hit, get back up, flow right around it. Because in the words of the great Bruce Lee, right here, all y'all got to do is be water, my friends. We're going to catch y'all next Saturday. Don't forget, Gridiron Nation Podcast, Tuesday evening. Y'all follow me. I'm going to let y'all know about it, all right?
Let's go. I'm loving it, man. Gridiron Nation, Gridiron, we're here. The Gridiron
NFL
gang.
Week 1 tomorrow, y'all. Get hyped.
Make sure you go check out all the games so you'll be back here next week and we can talk, debate, and do what we do best, man. I'm Jersey the King. He's Double G, Gabe Garcia. This is the Gridiron. We'll holla at y'all next week. Mad love, people. Peace out.
The Gridiron Show, baby. Spread the word. The Gridiron. Spread the word.
Spread the word.